What is up, guys? I'm your friendly neighborhood web war fanatic, and yeah, this will just be a short recap video for PAX Unplugged, and I'll just be recapping everything that they talked about for Marvel Champions players specifically, and things that we might get, like a potential, reprint thing with the Vault, but I'm not entirely sure if that's going to apply to Marvel Champions, but maybe it will. Okay, so the first thing here is that they dropped this Marvel Champions release timeline here for us, which is pretty crazy. So this is just like the movies, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where we have this like really cool looking timeline that's very hype, and it points to like the releases for the year. And yeah, this would be in 2026 here. And you guys already know that we're gonna get Wonder Man and Hercules like earlier on in the year. I think in February, I believe. And then they just announced that we will be getting Fear No Evil, the expansion with Daredevil. So he's gonna be, one of the heroes in the box, not a hero pack. And usually, Fantasy Flight Games puts those, the more popular hero in the hero packs, but he's actually gonna be in the box, which is pretty crazy. So huge shouts to Olivia from Fantasy Flight Games, who confirmed in my interview with her that we are getting a heavy hitter. Guys, this is a heavy hitter. We are getting Daredevil here, the most wanted hero in all of Marvel Champions, in the last few years, because he still has not been released in the game. And I love Daredevil, guys. The only custom hero that I've ever played on my channel is a custom Daredevil hero. So I'm really excited to see what he looks like with the official version and how thematic he's going to be and his mechanics. He's going to have his, sonar sense and all of that. So I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to see what his kit's going to be. And he's going to be in the box. So this expansion is going to be super hype. Like, he might be one of the most hype heroes in an expansion ever. Like, I can't really think of, okay, Miles Morales is really hype in the Sinister Motives expansion. Hopefully we can get a reprint of that. But I mean, yeah, Daredevil, he's up there, guys. I can't think of another hero that's in the expansion that's like as hype. Because like Cyclops, Wolverine, they weren't in the expansion. They're like hero packs. Let me know down in the comments if you guys can think of like who's the most hype hero that was actually in a big box expansion, in your opinion. But yeah, that is pretty crazy news. And I'm not sure how I feel about this because I feel like it was a lot of hype to not know what heroes were coming out, right? So now we know that Daredevil and Echo is the other hero that's coming out in the Fear No Evil box. I don't really know too much about Echo, but I watched the series on Disney Plus, so I know that Kingpin is a big villain of hers, and Kingpin is a big villain of Daredevil. So like, I think we gotta get Kingpin as one of the villains in the box, right? So that's gonna be super exciting. I believe that in the in-flight report, they said that there would be 3 villains in the box, but Olivia confirmed on Discord that that was like an error. That there will be 5 villains in the expansion for Fear No Evil, just like every other expansion. So yeah, it's gonna be like a regular expansion with 2 heroes. We already know the heroes, Daredevil and Echo, and then the villains we don't know yet. But then Kingpin, I mean, Kingpin's gotta be one of those villains in there, right? Because yeah, that would be super duper hype. I'm very excited to get a Kingpin villain, a Kingpin scenario in Marvel Champions. But what I was talking about here is that we know that in summer 2026, we're getting that expansion with Daredevil, Echo, and then 5 villains. And we know that in summer 2026, we're also going to get a Jessica Jones hero pack, a Luke Cage hero pack. In fall of next year, we're going to get Shadowland, a new scenario pack. And we're going to get 2 more hero packs here with Elektra and Iron Fist. And I think it's pretty interesting that we're going to get Shadowland as a new scenario pack. We've been getting tons of scenario packs recently, right? With a Trickster Takeover and then Synthezoid Smackdown, and now we're getting Shadowland here. And I think before that, we had like a huge drought of no scenario packs since Mojo Mania. So it's cool that they've been listening to the community, because I know the community has been talking about wanting more scenario packs here. So for Shadowland, they have like a little teaser right here. So if you guys have watched that Daredevil series on Netflix and now on Disney Plus, this is the hand, right? So it's all those ninjas there. Maybe we'll be getting a Stick as like an ally or something, like maybe like a captive ally that we can like rescue and he'll like help us out. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, we are getting yeah, we're gonna get the hand here full on as a scenario pack. So I'm excited to see what happens with all of that. Yeah, that's pretty insane. Let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you guys think about getting so many scenario packs now? I do want to say I am a little bit disappointed, and I want to talk about the potential, core set 2 and how we're not getting that, at least with this announcement. But I wanted more heroes, and I wanted 2 waves this year. You know, I told you guys that this is a highly sought after thing for me, getting 2 full waves in 1 year, like full on waves, right? Like this year in 2025, we did get 2 waves, but they weren't full waves, right? Because Wonder Man and Hercules here, they're getting released, you know, next year in 2026. So we didn't get the 2 full waves in a year that I really wanted. So I thought maybe next year, but we're only gonna get 1 full wave, it seems. But we also get a scenario pack, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I just want to see a lot more releases in a year. But yeah, I mean, if the quality is, you know, still gonna be peak, then I guess I'm okay with this. But yeah, we also are not getting a core set 2, which a lot of people, including myself, speculated that that would be the announcement. And you know, I wasn't 100% sure that we would be getting one. I'm on record saying that I really didn't want a new core set, but I thought that it was kind of inevitable just because Arkham Horror got their core set, and I was speculating on what I would want in a second core set if we had to get one. I think I'm still happy that we didn't get one, but I know that a lot of people wanted a new one at the same time. But I know a lot of people also commented that they did not want a new core set, so I think I'm okay with that. I just really like that original, you know, OG core set for Marvel Champions with those OG heroes, because that is a really cool box, and it's like it's timeless for me, and I don't want to lose Nick Fury or that Spider-Man, like lose them to go out of print. So at least for now, they're still evergreen and they'll still be in print. But yeah, guys, this box, Fear No Evil, I think that's probably the most hyped thing from this announcement. We did not get a core set 2 like a lot of people, including myself, speculated, but we are getting a scenario pack, and we are getting Defenders. So shouts to everyone that called that we are getting a Defenders wave here. Unfortunately, no Fantastic Four yet, but I think that a lot of people are more hyped for Daredevil and the Defenders than the Fantastic Four. You know, I'm down with either. I kind of want both, but I know more about Daredevil because of that Netflix series, and I really liked, you know, Daredevil in that. So yeah, I'm definitely not mad at this announcement. We're getting like the big heavy hitter, Daredevil. I think that he is, you know, the most sought after character in the game, like at this point. So once we get him, guys, it'll probably be Fantastic Four. That's the most sought after, and who knows when we'll get that. I mean, hopefully the year after, right? So 2027. Yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you guys think about this? Because I know that when they don't release the actual heroes and we get like silhouettes, it builds up a lot of hype because a lot of people speculate on like what the silhouettes would be. But now we already know it's gonna be Elektra, Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage. So like, I don't know, does that lose hype? But then this timeline thing, this thing is just super hype as well. I just kind of wish it was like it led up to like maybe 2028. Like we had like 3 full years that we know exactly what we're getting. That would be very cool as well. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty crazy news for Marvel Champions players. We know that Daredevil is coming out here. Yeah, and then they also talked about in the in-flight report that we will be getting a new rules reference. So probably like rules reference 1.7 or something like that, just like updating the rules. And they did say here that it will be coming out, you know, later on this year in 2025. So like in December 2025, we will be getting a new rules reference. And then I think that that's gonna be pretty normal. I think it's been a long time since they updated the most recent rules from 1.6, so it makes sense that we're getting 1.7 soon. I think cleaning everything up, you know, every now and then it's gonna be good for the rules for the game. And then finally, they also talked about the vault here. And guys, I'm not sure if this vault thing even applies to Marvel Champions, but let's just go over it really quick. I'm gonna play it here so you guys know exactly what they're talking about, because I think that it can be interpreted in different types of ways. So let's see what they say here.
Vault series. So what the Vault series is going to be is a series that is run through crowdfunding, where we take a look at some of our older games, things that might be out of print, hard to find, we see nostalgia for them, and we want to make it easier for y'all to get your hands on those products. So we're going to be taking a look case by case, making some thoughtful changes, but really like preserving that core game that you're used to.
It's exciting because if I know one thing about Fantasy Flight Games fans is that they love the classic products. So of course, we want to make sure we are listening to that feedback, figuring out different ways to engage with them, and by adding in this crowdfunding idea.
Okay, so like, you know, Fantasy Flight Games, they're here in the community. Because, you know, in my interview with Olivia, if you guys watched that, I did ask, you know, a question that the community asked a lot. And it's something that I personally don't really know anything about because, you know, I'm pretty new to LCGs and like board games in general. But it's a concept called like print on demand, where like basically it's kind of like a crowdfunding thing where, you know, the players in the community, we can like, you know, pay to get like whatever that we want, you know, printed if that product is like out of print. So a lot of people, you know, told me about that and wanted me to ask that, you know, in the interview. So I asked Olivia about that, and then she said that they are talking about that behind the scenes. You know, that was in regards to Marvel Champions. So it seems like there is something going on here with this Vault series, And everything that I said here, may be open to Marvel Champions, but then they like did mention that it's for like they didn't say specifically that it's not for Marvel Champions, but they gave examples of out of print like total games, right? Like not like not like an out of print Sinister Motives for Marvel Champions, but for example, like an out of print, I don't know, just like Marvel Champions as a whole, or like I don't know, Twilight Imperium's like another game. I don't know any of these games, guys, but basically, like I think that they may only be referring to a game, so we can listen more here.
Is a really great way to kind of look at the roots of FFG and kind of bring us back to that a bit. When we bring these products in, are there any, is it going to be like major changes or shifts, or what's that going to look like?
So one thing is, if you ever taught one of our games to your friends, you know that often our rulebooks are a little bit, most of the time, except when. So I'm going to give some overarching themes of the Vault series, but like don't pin me to any single one, right? So first and foremost, these are the game mechanics of these Vault series products. The mechanics will remain intact. These are not going to be new editions of these games. We're going to still be bringing in new stuff, just not through the Vault series. But what we will be doing is doing updated things like updated art, graphic design, quality of life improvements to things like the layout of boards or player aids and things like that. Speaking of the expanded resources you brought up earlier, we now have things like a rule specialist in-house. So we can take a look at some of these older rule books, bring them into modern FFG sensibility, make sure they're straightforward and legible for everybody who's trying to learn these games for the first time. Then we're gonna be looking at some fancy upgrades, things like that we can do. For the most part, you can consider the Vault series like ultimate or collector's editions of these games.
Amazing. It's perfect. So there is so much more coming from board games. I know people have been asking what's next. Caitlin is leading an amazing team, and of course we have a lot more coming. So let's hear it for Caitlin. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, so I don't know if like that applies to a product like in a game line or like the whole game line like itself, right? So like the way that it's kind of said there and described, I kind of feel like it doesn't apply to Marvel Champions, but the fact that they're kind of doing, that print on demand type of concept, I mean, it's got to be like open to Marvel Champions, right? And I know that a lot of people like the number one product everyone wants is Sinister Motives to be reprinted. And, we recently gave out a sealed copy of Sinister Motives, from the community to a lucky winner, on the channel. So hopefully, like they can actually reprint that because I know a lot of people wanted that box, and we only had one here to give away. So if like we could somehow like I don't know, do a petition or something like that. I mean, I'm definitely signing that. But that would be really cool to apply this concept to like individual products in Marvel Champions. And because it's print on demand, like maybe it'll be profitable to FFG too. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I would love to see like a revamped kind of Sinister Motives with like different art and stuff like that. But yeah, I have no clue if that applies to it. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what do you guys think on that? But fingers crossed that that does apply to Marvel Champions. But yeah, that is basically all the news that we got here from the in-flight report. Yeah, just getting this wave here with Fear No Evil. So yeah, Daredevil is coming to the game. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about getting just one full wave next year instead of like 1.5 or like 2 waves. Let me know what you think about getting no new core set, and if you think that the core set will still be there, like be announced like a new core set, or will we just be able to stick with that old core set with the Nick Fury ally, like the strongest card in the game? I still kind of just want that old core set. But yeah, I don't know if you guys think that we're still going to get that. And we're going to get a new rules reference as well. And then a Vault series that may not apply to Marvel Champions. And they also said that they will be talking more about the current and legacy environments as well in the future. So we didn't get any information about when that'll begin and stuff like that at this PAX Unplugged announcement. But yeah, that's basically the recap here for Marvel Champions players and everyone that plays, Marvel Champions. Not really sure about the news for like Arkham players or anything else. You guys can definitely check out, the video here. I'll put the link of it down in the description of this video if you guys, want to see the other news that they got. But yeah, I just basically wanted to cover the Marvel Champions stuff because I mean, that's a game I play. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this one. I apologize for it being a little bit late than normal, but yeah, I hope you guys still liked this video, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.